We need to keep in mind that this dimension, the inner dimension, it's a, let's say, call it a spiritual, subjective, godly dimension, because within it, you're not supposed to, or you cannot, even if you wanted to, create problems. Problems are created through ignorance when you do not know enough and using the left brain hemisphere. Now, when you get into the right brain hemisphere, if you do not know enough, you're not tempted to move in the wrong direction and create a problem. In other words, you're held back from doing this. This doesn't happen with the left brain hemisphere, which means when you want to use the right brain hemisphere, it must be for the correction of problems, for improving conditions, for the alleviation of suffering, all that we consider good and that God would like us to do. It works then. So in business, it applies also. Now, what kind of business do you have? Are you trying to take advantage of your customer, overcharge him, or sell him a bad product, or a higher than the regular standard price or whatever? You better do it on the left hemisphere because you're not going to accomplish it using the right one. The right one, you need to be, in all fairness, that you're helping your customer. You don't want to make a sale. You're a consultant to this individual who maybe does not know that this piece of merchandise exists and the qualities of it and so on. You are a consultant. You're helping the individual become aware of such a product and the qualities of it. You're not a salesman. If the customer likes what you're talking about the qualities of the merchandise and so forth, then he will buy it. You don't have to sell it to him. So actually, if you want to help someone, then you can use the right brain hemisphere. But if you don't, you want to hurt him, you cannot use the right brain hemisphere because you will bounce back to the left one. This is where we function in ignorance, not knowing any better, and hurt people and take advantage of people. At the alpha dimension, using the right brain hemisphere, you cannot take advantage of anybody. So what do you do when you have a customer? Of course, first of all, before you meet the customer, if you know that you're going to meet a customer, that you're going to call on someone to sell them whatever that is, we recommend that a night before you do this, you go to your level and go ahead and talk to this customer mentally. A day before, at night, you wake up during the night or whatever time you want to go to sleep, enter your level, the alpha dimension, and project your customer on your mental screen. Now, mental screen. Mental screen is the area that's 20 degrees higher than the horizon. Here's the horizon, 20 degrees up here, 20 degrees. So all this area is considered your mental screen. Place the image of this customer that you know, who the person is, you've seen him before, you have an impression on the left hemisphere, place him on the mental screen. Now you go to your level and you transfer that image to the right brain hemisphere. Then imagine you're talking to him. Imagine you're explaining what the qualities of your merchandise are, the good points about your merchandise, why the person can use something like this, why it is good that he had one, whatever that is. Explain to him all the high points, value points to the customer mentally. Then later, the day after, you go and knock on the door and present your product to the customer. You're going to find that you have an easy customer to work with. It's as though he already knows. He doesn't know how. As though he already knows you. He has that feeling, as though he's known you for a long time. He doesn't know why. And he already knows what you have. Feel like he had this knowledge before somewhere, and you just reminded him of it. And if it's all in good faith and all is right, the customer will buy the merchandise. Now, if you try to take advantage of a customer and do the opposite, he doesn't know why he hates you. He's never had anything to do with you. He doesn't want to have nothing to do with you. He closes the door right in your face and things like this. This is when you have not done the right thing. So the right brain hemisphere is to be used only when helping survival of people, helping the creative process, and helping improving conditions in general. When you only use one dimension, you're not using as much energy to produce results. When using two dimensions, there's more energy in two dimensions than one to produce results. Simple as that. Remember that you want to visualize the customer already buying the products, already making the selection, already understanding, and so forth, for it to be making it a lot easier for it to happen in the world of physics. Remember that anything that is to take place in the world of physics must first take place in the world of the mind. If it does not take place in the world of the mind, it is more difficult for it to happen in the world of physics. Always keep in mind, if whatever you want to happen has not taken place in the world of the mind first, it's a lot more difficult to accomplish it. It's wrong to even say that you're going to project on your eyelids, because when you intend to use this part of the head, you intend to use the sense of sight, and in using the sense of sight, you're conditioned, you have done this all your life, focused to be able to see. And focusing takes you to 20 vibrations. And you're out of your level then. You're not with your right brain hemisphere anymore. That dragged you out because you intended to use the sense of sight when you concentrated in this part of the head. So get away from here. Want to visualize, imagine people or things happening in the mental screen out there, not here at all. You turn your eyes slightly upwards. Scientists do not know why an increase of output production is noticed. Mental rehearsal is the first step in making the sale already. You're establishing points of reference already. You're already on your way to make the sale. It's part of making the sale when you have done it in the mental dimension first. You see, with the right brain hemisphere, everything you do, you feel as though you're doing it in the future. In other words, you need to function in the right brain hemisphere in a past tense sense. It's, for instance, saying that if I wanted to be successful, I better feel myself successful already in the world of the mind to be able to accomplish success in the world of physics. So it's already done. I'm already successful, past tense, done. Now let it happen in the world of physics. Right brain hemisphere, you make your plans. Left brain hemisphere, you act on them. All kinds of problems can be resolved by simply going to your level and starting to work on them here, the world of the mind. You need to create a model, a blueprint of what is to take place. And you're on your way to solve it already. That's the first step. But in order to make it easy for you to solve problems, business and so forth, especially in this discussion, now we're talking about business, you must know first what the problem is. You make a study of the problem at your level also. You have already observed that individual is not responding right, an employee in a certain department, for instance. You have observed, you impressed it on the left brain hemisphere, go to your level and transfer it to the right one and analyze what can be causing this individual to function or to respond the way he is. You want to identify the problem with the left brain hemisphere in order to transfer it to the right one when you're at your level. And do enter your level and transfer it to start correcting the problem. Because if you do not know how to go to your level, and you do not know how to transfer, you're stuck with the problem. Imagination is already moving in the right direction to correct the problem. Before, you only visualize the problem, and you transfer it to the right brain hemisphere. Now, but through imagination, you're altering it now, means altering in a direction to find a solution. Imagining is a creative process. You're starting something new that had not existed. So when you start something new, you're creating a condition. First, know what kind of business problem you have. Then, once that you know how to visualize and imagine, transfer through visualization that image to the department of imagination, then make alterations with imagination so that these alterations will take place in moving in the direction of solving a problem. So you need to first know where you are, what kind of problem you're dealing with, then proceed with imagining and towards the correction of the problem, business or any other problem. And business depends on whether you're dealing with one person or with a group of people, or if you're dealing in business with a location that should depend on walk-in traffic, whether you're selling a service or selling merchandise. You can also help here by going to your level and visualizing your place, visualizing the street, visualizing this low traffic coming in and out of your business or building, whatever, then imagining it increasing, you see. Transfer that condition to the right brain hemisphere. Imagine people turning this corner. Imagine more people stopping in front of your place. And imagine people coming in and out with bags of merchandise, if you sell merchandise, or satisfied with service, if you sell a service. You're imagining all of this. That helps to improve your business. There are several factors here, several variables, we call it, as conditions required to make it a go, to succeed or not succeed. Now, for instance, one of the variables would be, how much practice do you have in using this dimension? How much practice do you have in applying it for the purpose? Do you have very little practice? No practice at all? Many variables here. Is a condition that you think or know needs to be corrected, or is it only you that misunderstood the situation? How much information do you have to determine whether it should be solved or not? Maybe it should not be solved, for whatever the reasons are. So there's many variables. But then again, you want to study condition first, always at your level, to be able to determine if you are supposed to participate in the solution or not. Now, if you happen to come up with a doubt, you're not quite sure, and you want to help anyhow, do program, apply everything you know, but at the end of the program, you must add, made the best thing happen for everybody concerned, and let it go at this. Some problems are not to be solved, even if you want to. But we cannot say, well, this one, yeah, this one, no. We need to try our best on every one, because we do not know which one should not be solved. I remember the lady, she said, Mr. Silverstein, you're an expert in this field, and you have lots of experience, and I have so many problems. Would you please help me solve my problems? I said, are you a graduate? Yes.
A graduate of the Silva method.
Our method? Mm-hmm. She said, yes. How lucky. I said, lucky? What do you mean lucky? I said, I had too many problems. I said, how lucky because you have so many problems? What do you mean? I said, lucky because you have so much to practice on and develop very fast. Because if you didn't have any problems, you would never practice what you know, you would never develop into good psychic or clairvoyance. There's several steps you need to know about to be able to tackle a problem. First of all, a problem must exist. Second, you must have a desire to solve it. Third, you must find out what the problem is, but objectively and subjectively. Objectively find out what the problem is with your left brain hemisphere, and also find out what the problem is with your right brain hemisphere. Confirm it with your right brain hemisphere. Then plan the strategy that you're going to use with the right brain hemisphere to help in the direction to correct the problem. Yes. Okay, you got it right on. Now just keep up on this now and keep on improving and getting further into depth as to how and in how many other applications can we use our new learned techniques, the use of the right brain hemisphere, whether for family relations, with our children, with friends, in health, our own health, somebody else's health, how we can help here, in education to improve grade point average at all levels, from kinder to university levels. We have proof of that already. And then again, in business, in medicine, in religion. Keep in mind, always keep mindful that the mind is a common denominator. And you improve the human mind, the functioning of human mind, you improve mankind in general.
Business executive, hourly employee, self-employed. Knowledge is power. Increase your earnings by using more of your mind. Learn how in Silva Ultramind's ESP for Business Success book, available from booksellers worldwide.